Hello, today I'm going to give you a quick look around WordPress because I realized that I've been on WordPress as if everybody knows what's going on, and a lot of people are actually new to WordPress. They might have just got their site and they're like, what is all this? So I'm going to share my screen as usual, just for something very different. So this is my site and this is how I'm going to show you around. There will be some things about your site that are slightly different. Like, for instance, the way that most people get into their site is by doing, apparently this is / not back, whichever, that /admin. Or if that doesn't work for you, you can do WP-admin. And this is going to take, if you're not logged in, this is going to take you to a logins page. So I'm already logged in, but how about I log out and then we can see what that login page looks like. Pardon me. The login page looks like this, and hopefully whoever gave you your site has given you your username and your password, and you can pop them in here. So it might be admin. If it is admin, if your username's admin, I would actually recommend that you change that because that's not very secure. It's really easy to hack. Like, if someone's trying to hack into your site, they only need to figure out your password because they've already got the username. So this is a bit kooky of me to show the whole world on the internet what my username is, but I'm not too worried. If my site gets hacked, I'll just build a new one. So then you just click log in. I also recommend using LastPass. It's a password managing thing. You just join, we're giving them your email address just like everything else, but you log in and it looks after all you log in with one master password, and then it creates a heap of passwords for you if you want, and also just stores everything. Like, because I have logins for lots of clients, I don't want to have to remember all of those. So for any one thing like WordPress or any, like I have just like Active Campaign, I've got like 9 or 10 different logins. Acuity, I've got heaps of different logins. So it's really great if you have a little book or you have a weird little system that's, not very reliable. I highly recommend getting LastPass. So once you are logged in, you should be looking at something like this. Now, I call this the back end. I don't know how accurate that is, actually, because if you're a developer, the back end is actually probably looking at the file structure. But as a general user, I don't think that you are going to be going into your real back end. So I call this the back end, and then I call the actual side the front end. So that may help if you've been watching other videos with me and you've been wondering what the heck's the back end mean. I just mean the dashboard, or like the part where you are in there making stuff happen. Now, I use a theme called Divi. Here it is, this word here, Divi. And now your site will have a particular theme, and you can find out what your theme is by going to Appearance. You hover over, and then this pops out, and you've got these options. And I'm just going to go to themes just so that you can have a look and see. And when someone says to you, what theme have you got, you can actually answer them, because it is super helpful to know what your theme is. So this is my theme. I don't have any other themes here. Apparently it's good to have one. It is something I intend to fix, just in case, say, Divi crashed and then you had something like a really basic WordPress one that would be your backup. Excuse me today, I'm getting over a little cold, so I sound a bit, I wish I sounded like Stevie Nicks. That's always my fantasy when I have a cold. So that's what theme you have. Now, the theme basically controls a few things. Like, you can click on the name here just to get to look at your site. It controls basically, like, this theme generally has, that's my pop-up, has your logo and navigation, and then you can have pictures and words and columns and things, right? So, that's what the theme controls. Some themes, the navigation comes all the way down to here, and it has a logo at the top with your navigation here, and then, like, the theme is kind of controls the look and feel of it to quite a degree. The beauty of the Divi theme is that I can manage my pages from here. So when I'm looking at them, so I can just look at any page, and then when I'm logged in, I'll see this Enable Visual Builder button. I can just click that, and then I can go in and edit my site. And I'm not going to go into that in much depth today because I have lots of videos where I talk about the Divi Builder. Just have a look through the YouTube channel for any of my other WordPress Divi videos, but basically I just want to show you how sexy it is. It's like, you know, I want to add a new sentence here. I just add it in. And it's very easy to see how does that affect everything else. Like, is that bumping this text down too far? Is it making stuff look weird? I can, you know, grow and shrink the white space just by clicking and dragging. It really is just my favorite thing. And I have used a lot of other things. For instance, I've used Squarespace, which drives me absolutely bonkers. I've used Wix, which I think is acceptable. And I've used other WordPress site, you know, I've used WordPress with other themes, and they're okay. Some of them are terrible, and I just love Divi. So if you aren't that happy with your site and you are thinking about doing something to fix it, Divi could be an answer for you. If you like my site or any of the sites that I've built, be in touch, because I really quite enjoy building websites, super duper enjoy it. And in my nav, which is about to become visible, there's a button called websites, and if you click there, there's a page that kind of talks about it a little bit, and you can see some of the other sites I've built using this same theme, and you'll kind of see the thread that makes them similar. So this is how you get in from the front end to the back end. You just kind of click this bit here. So before, it said something different, right? We can visit the site, or we can visit the dashboard. So this is called the dashboard. I'm not a big fan of dashboards. Like, generally nothing here I really give much of a hoot about. But if you're a dashboard kind of person, go for it. The things that I do think are super important here is updates, which I have to go in and do. So if you're not seeing the word updates, you probably just need to click dashboard or hover. And with a lot of these, if you hover over, this whole other little thing pops out, right? So updates are really important. You need to back up your site first, and there's another video on my site about how to back up your, not on my site, on the YouTube channel, there's another video I've created about how to back up your site before you do updates, and that's really important. It's really important to back up first, and it's really important to keep your site up to date, because if you come in and you're trying to change things and it's not working, it's probably just that there are updates to be done. I'm not going to go into that because I have a whole video about that. Now, the main thing with our WordPress site is that there are generally there are two basic things that you would have. You have pages, which is like your home page. Let's go there now, pages. That's your home page, about, contact, and they are things that can come up, you know, in your navigation. You know, so this is all my pages. You could have more, you could have less. Yeah, pages. And then you have this other thing called posts, and that's your blog posts. So it's not really a big deal. You can put a blog post in your navigation, in your menu if you want to, but I guess the blog posts, you can create a structure where one page, all the blog posts are kind of itemized there, like in what's called an RSS feed. So, you know, just they get updated when you add a new one. It keeps a list, and it kind of keeps the blogging part of your website just on one page, all ordered nicely and separate from all your other pages. So I usually, let's go to the dashboard for a tick. I just hover over. I hover over posts, and then there's all these options. I can look at all my posts. I can add a new post. Categories is like, you know, if there's 5 main things you talk about, like my categories, I have quite a few because I talk about a bunch of stuff. I've got Canva, email marketing, Facebook, Instagram, marketing, mindset, productivity, social media, time saving, and website. So, you know, you might talk about mindset, positivity, body shape, exercise, motivation, you know, it just, whatever your top topics are, you might talk about saving money, making money, money mindset. Like, it just depends what you talk about. But these categories are helpful. And when you create a blog post, a new blog article, you would try and assign some of these categories to your blog. You can create new categories, you can do all kinds of stuff, and then tags the same. I don't really use tags that much, but you can use tags if you like. Again, with pages, if you hover over, you basically have all pages, so you can look at all your pages, or you can add a new page. And one quite cool thing to know about the all pages page is if you just need to make small changes, like say there's a page here and you want to quickly make it go offline because you have to make a quick change, right? You can click quick edit, and there's only a very limited number of things you can do in quick edit, but you can like change the author. If say your VA's written something for you and they've accidentally left it in their name, you can change it from published to draft if you kind of don't want it to show up in the blog feed anymore. You can change the template, which I don't know, probably won't muck around with that too much unless you know what you're doing. You can password protect it. Yeah, you can do those things really easily from quick edit. You can send things to the trash and they just hang out over here in the trash. Where's my trash? Maybe because I don't have anything in the trash because I've just I keep a very tight ship and things only stay in the trash for a short while. So basically every page here is on my site. I don't keep extra pages. I don't keep junk on my site, and I recommend that you don't either because it just gunks up your site. Projects is another thing that it may be there for you. And that would be like I could enter every website I've ever made as a different project, and then I might have another page called projects and I might list my projects there. You know, if you're a web developer, a graphic designer, if you're a VA and you do make pretty pamphlets for people or make their ebooks pretty, you know, if you just kind of want to showcase your work, then projects is pretty cool. And some people have team rather than projects. So you might have team, and that would let you list all your team members and their names and their qualifications and things like that. So a different theme would be required to do that. What else we got? Comments is just to do with your blog posts, how you want to manage your comments. Media is where all your pictures are and all your PDFs. Like if you've got a freebie you want to give away and you want to host that on your site, you just upload it. So I just hover over. There's the library, which is all the existing images and PDFs. Just kind of looks like this. And the beauty of this is that each of your PDFs has its own URL. So that's helpful for other things like linking to files. Like if you want to upload a file and share it in a blog post, you'll need that to put it in a button to make it sexy. And then if you want to add a new one, you just hover over media, add new will pop out. You can add a new one. And so for all of these, there's this other really fun button that I like to use a lot, this new. When you hover over it, you get all these options. So you can add a new post, you can add a new media, which is image or file. You can add a new link, you can add a new page or project or user. So this is a really handy shortcut kind of tool. I'm just assuming you've got that there. And then the only other main thing to know with a WordPress site is plugins. So plugins, they kind of extend the functionality of your site. So a WordPress site just has a sort of a parameter, like it just has a limit to what it can do. And plugins can help extend that. For instance, blank slate means I create a page that is blank and I can put an embed code on it from another page builder, like I use Kartra, or if you use Lead Pages, and then you can embed that page into your site and it looks like part of the site. Bloom is to make pop-ups. Instagram feed, so I can share my feed. I should actually take that out because I don't use it. And so I am similarly vigilant. Like, look, I don't have many plugins, and a lot of people have tons of plugins because they get really excited and they go, oh my God, I can get a plugin for this, get a plugin for that. But it can gunk up your site, and sometimes plugins can bump into each other, and sometimes they can affect functionality. So, you know, one plugin will stop your theme from working properly, or an update will happen and then suddenly a plugin will stop working. So it's really good to be on top of your plugins, know what they do, keep it up to date, delete stuff if it's not relevant. They can be really fun. Like you can add a new plugin, right? And you can kind of go shopping at the plugin library. Like there's a lot. You can just look at like what's featured. So this is just what WordPress think you might be interested in. Then there's popular. There are just loads and loads. There's a couple I do recommend. I love Yoast because it helps you with your SEO a little bit. I like Jetpack because it lets you see how many page visits and site visits you're having. I use WooCommerce if I'm building a site for someone who wants to sell products on their site. It could even be workshop tickets. I've seen people use it in a really cool way for freebies, like They use WooCommerce to deliver their freebies. Nothing else there really blows my mind. One that I do really like is Pixel Your Site, which lets you put the Facebook pixel on your website, and I think that's really important to have. So if there's one that you want, you can just search here, like Pixel My Site, and then it will show you all the different ones that maybe kind of match that search. And you can see it's, you know, say this one's had 50,000 active views, it's got a 4-star rating. You know, you can find out a bit more about it before you decide to add it. If you want to add one of these, you just click install now and then you click activate. It's pretty easy. This is the one I use. I'm not an affiliate or anything. I just find it very easy to use. And yeah, I mean, have a look around for what you like to use in terms of plugins, but I don't have many. I don't recommend you have too many. I recommend you keep it simple. I think that is possibly enough of a look around. As usual, I probably went way too fast, and you might need to rewatch this and pause me. I hope that was helpful. There'll be more of these coming maybe another day when I can talk like a normal person, like the normal me. Anyway, have a great day, and I hope that was helpful, and you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.